How's up, y'all? It's Poppin' and Steve. Boss here to this impressive vid. This is Rihanna pregnant at the Super Bowl. And Adrienne Bailon criticized for promoting adultery. What in the hell is going on? But sure, I really want to hear what Impressive has to say about this performance because it was so mid. Like, it was so underwhelming. When she got off that stage, I was like, that's it? This is all she's giving us? Rihanna give us nothing. She gave us nothing. And I'm so tired of everybody going crazy every time this woman does anything and acting like she can do no wrong. She blinks and everybody like, oh my God, this is the best thing. Like, y'all gotta chill. I watched this Super Bowl on a cruise, and when she got done performing, people started clapping, giving standing ovations and shit. I'm like, all right. Y'all are doing the most. Let's not live in delusion. It was a very underwhelming performance. Okay, let's stop. Let's stop the cap. And sure, you can be like, oh, she's pregnant. People have performed great pregnant. All right, but sure, if you want to use that as an excuse, go ahead. That can be your excuse. But don't lie and say this was an amazing performance because it wasn't. All right. Anyway, let's hear what you got to say. Let's watch.
Everybody, welcome to the Impressive channel. Rihanna headlined the Super Bowl halftime show this year, and she completely stole the show in more ways than one, and I'm going to talk about it. Now, Rihanna is expecting her second child, y'all, and when I saw the camera zoom out, I immediately thought to myself, oh yeah, she's definitely pregnant. And I hate to be the person who speculates that a woman is pregnant before she confirms it, but her team did end up confirming that she is in fact pregnant. And congratulations to her and A$AP Rocky for their second child. They did not waste any time having another child because they just welcomed their son not too long ago. So that was pretty quick. But congratulations to Rihanna. I can't imagine how nerve-wracking it was for her to perform on the biggest stage in the world with all eyes on her. She just seemed like she was extra careful. She wasn't putting in too much energy, but she did move a little and she did a few dance moves here and there. And I thought she did a good job considering that she is pregnant and this is her first major performance in years. One critique I will say is she did kind of miss the mark when it came to lip syncing. I know some of her vocals were pre-recorded, but I wanted her to make it a little bit more believable. So that's my only critique, but overall, I thought she did a good job. You can't go wrong with a halftime show from Rihanna because she has so many hits. And I'm wondering how she was able to even choose because there was
I also thought it was odd when she was choosing other people's songs. Like All of the Lights and what's that other one, Run This Town. It's like she was just on the chorus of those songs. So I thought that was strange because she does have a lot of hits, a lot of songs to choose from. So when she picked those to sing, I was like, you could have picked one of your songs in place of this, but all right.
Other hits that she did not perform. So I'm just like, she really had a tough time narrowing it down. But I think she made the best selection for the show. She started off super
and she didn't do Lift Me Up, so that was confusing
also. The stadium on a floating platform, and her other dancers were on floating platforms as well. And all of the platforms were moving up and down like staircases, and I thought that concept was
that was cool.
And I thought
and her dancers was fucking it up.
Her dancers,
they was fucking it up,
eating that choreography up. I was just like, it was just brilliant. But the creative direction for me was just
her dance
amazing. I was in awe of just how clean and simple everything looked, but how complex it was at the same time. I thought it was great. And Rihanna didn't rely too much on gimmicks or a lot of fluff. There was no time for her to add anything extra in the show because she just has too many hits. She didn't even bring out any featured artists because they don't have time to do their part. So everything was fast-paced, but it was still slow enough for me to digest it and look at it and just be in awe of it. So I was definitely mesmerized by the visuals and the creative direction and choreography.
Sure, yes. I will admit that the setup was cool. Her dancers, they ate. But we're talking about her as an artist and as an individual. And she did not deliver, in my personal opinion. So just hearing the praise, it's like when people are giving her like so much praise for this performance, I'm just like, sure, let's talk about the creative director, let's talk about all this other shit, the staircase. Let's talk about that. But let's not be like, oh, yes, Rihanna did a great job or she did a good job. I don't think that's you being honest. I just don't.
I like
whatever.
the different angles. I like how they utilized the whole stage, and it was a long vertical stage. And I thought
she looked great though. I love her outfit.
And kudos to Rihanna.
This little piece right here is really cool.
Through. And I think there was a lot of pressure for her to get this performance
but
done.
That's all I got.
Rihanna hasn't released a body of music in a long time, so I do think her doing this halftime show was more of a way to put herself back out there and remind people that, yes, she still is a music artist. And maybe we will get some new music sometime this year, maybe later on this year because she is pregnant. But she was just reminding people who she was. And on top of that, she was using this
that reminded us
to promote her many.
The meat riding is just
Rihanna has a clothing brand, a beauty brand,
and not just. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. She was great right here. Not just impressive. I'm just saying, people, just social media in general, just the meat riding for Rihanna it's mind boggling. I like her too. I like some of her music. I think she looks great. She be killing it in the fashion department. Sometimes. The looks, makeup, hair, all that. I agree that she does a good job, with all of that a lot of the time. But with this performance in particular, y'all are meat riding and capping, okay? That's all I'm going to say.
Has a lingerie line. I mean, she has a lot of things going on. And she even took a moment in the show to promote her Fenty Beauty makeup. So I thought that was super cute. But basically, this show was a way for Rihanna to advertise herself. She didn't have to do it, but I think she felt the necessity to do it to kind of reintroduce herself to the masses. And it definitely takes a lot of courage to go on the biggest stage in the world while pregnant and perform for the whole world to see. I mean, that is pretty daunting. So kudos to Rihanna for having the courage to pull that off. Now,
this is also why y'all fake, and I don't want to hear about these bonnets. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. The other reason why y'all meat riding, because if this was anybody else, y'all would be like, that was boring, that was dry, that didn't really do much. But it's just because it's Rihanna that y'all are lying and saying that this was great. I just can't take the fakeness, but let's move on.
Back to the video, I want to get into this topic. Adrienne Bailon Houghton is getting a little bit of backlash for hosting a show that promotes adultery. Yes, you heard correctly. Now, Adrienne was brought on to be the host of this show on Peacock called Love for the Ages. And basically, it's about struggling married couples who come to this house and they're introduced to a bunch of singles and they can decide whether or not to cheat on their spouses with these single people. Now,
this
when I was
is
looking at the
trifling.
comment section under the video, a lot of people did not like the idea of this show.
Yeah, this is
and
trifling.
there were several people who were criticizing Adrienne. Here's how the comments read. This one comment said, I really expect better from Adrienne. Very disturbing and disappointing. Someone else said, this is disgusting. Entertainment from cheating and adultery, messing with people's hearts, minds, and emotions. Very bad decision, Peacock. Another person said, Adrienne, what are you doing here? Where's your wisdom? Other people said, really promoting adultery? Shake my head. What's going on, people? How is this a show to promote? Adrienne could have done anything with the platform she has, and she chose this. Anything for a check, huh, Adrienne?
Oh.
So as you can tell from the majority of the comments,
this is
a
a
lot
trifling
of people were
show,
not feeling the idea of this show at all.
The concept is trifling.
Now, there are some
even if it's
people
fake,
who like shows like this because it is entertaining. Let's be honest.
Is
People
it?
love drama. They love scandal. They love fighting. This is why reality shows like this do well. And another thing to consider, a lot of times reality shows like this are heavily embellished and edited in a certain way to get more of a reaction out of people.
The concept
so
is
it's really
still
all for entertainment. But I will say this. Adrienne could have picked another show to host.
Yeah,
because
especially
a show
she's
like
married
this doesn't
herself.
really align with her brand. Adrienne's brand is about lifestyle, but she's mostly more about family, marriage, and children. She also is not hurting for the money or the job either. She has different gigs and she has different businesses. And on top of that, she is married to a gospel singer.
Would you want your man going on a show like this?
She kind of aligned herself more with the church.
I'm sure you wouldn't, so why would you do this?
a show like this doesn't really reflect how her brand is.
This is
today.
weird.
And also another thing to consider is the history between Adrienne and Israel Houghton. If you remember early on in their relationship, they did face some scrutiny because it was widely believed that Israel left his wife Melissa for Adrienne. Now that wasn't actually true. Israel did cheat on his ex-wife, but it wasn't with Adrienne. He was separated and on the verge of divorce when he started dating Adrienne. And Melissa didn't hold any bad feelings towards Adrienne. In fact, she was supportive. She congratulated Adrienne on winning her Emmy back in 2018. And they had a friendly exchange on Instagram. So there wasn't any bad blood between them because Adrienne did not break up the marriage. However, she was initially accused of being the mistress. And some people still believe that she was the side chick to this day. And it doesn't really help the rumors when she's out here hosting a show that glamorizes adultery. So I don't think this was a good look for Adrienne's brand. I know she got a check for it, but all money isn't good money. I think she definitely could have passed on this, but it is what it is. People are going to do what they want to do. I still like Adrienne. I think she's a cool person, and I don't think her intentions were bad, but I think she just has to be a little bit more mindful.
I don't trust her. She seems fake.
Because not every job is going to align with her brand. Anyway, tell what you all think about.
Obviously, I don't know this damn woman. I could totally be off, but that's just the vibe I get, from my, senses or whatever. But yeah, that is very strange for her to do a show like that. It's like when you're married yourself. What if your man went on a show like this, girl? You would be sick. Okay, you would be vomiting in the goddamn corner. But you are promoting this and being the host of a show like this, I think that's real trifling. I don't know. But sure, do you. I said what the hell I had to say about the Rihanna thing. It is what it is. I said what I said. There's that. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye!